Well, Dave, I know you were expecting and hoping for a reaction. Did you expect a reaction quite like that today?
I expected a reaction. I didn't expect the scoreline. You hope that there's a performance there, but ultimately there's still an uncertainty. As much as you can trust the players um, and believe in what they can go and do, they ultimately have to walk across the line and go out into the middle of the pitch and be able to produce that. And I just said to them there that's a lot easier to do at 3-0 and 4-0 up than it is than 3-0 and 4-0 down. But regardless of where we're at and what the score is, we have to, if we can, blank out everything that's going on around us and be able to have that attitude and application if it's 0-0, if we're getting beat 2-0, if we're 2-0 up. And if we do that, then we'll be all right. Like I say, there's been a lot of, whether you call it soul searching or whatever, after Tuesday, looking for answers, conversations, and ultimately, like I say, when we pick a team, the players then have to go out and find them answers, and they've done that brilliantly today. So I'm delighted with the result. I'm delighted with the reaction. I'm delighted with the performance. But we've got to find the consistency within that now, because over the course of the week, football, you look at it and go, it's an absolutely crazy game. We go scoring 4 here against Reading, conceding 5 here against Wicker, and then scoring 5 here against Bolton. If we continue like that, it'll be an eventful season, should we say. We've got to find a real consistency around just our behaviours more than our technical or tactical performances.
Well, you got that behavioural or attitudinal change, that certainly happened, but you also changed your formation today, you changed your tactics in terms of playing with wing-backs, and you hinted that you wanted to do that. Was it a gamble to play the two lads at wide areas because they've had these long-term injuries?
If you have a sports science nature, it might have been a gamble. Listen, if the two of them hadn't played today, they'd have played on Tuesday. So we've brought that forward sort of 48 hours. There wasn't any risk or any more risk with Maka. Maka's high risk, and we've seen that over the years, unfortunately. And every game he goes into, you're crossing your fingers and hoping that he gets through unscathed, because he provides so much for us. Ryan, not so much. Ryan's been not too bad on injuries. Obviously picked up a serious one and has had a knock-on effect after that when he did return. But I suppose you go into it knowing that they're going to play 60 minutes, and having to preempt defensive substitutions isn't ideal. But I suppose you can make a decision then as to whether you're trying to stay in the game, win the game, or see out the game, and make either positive or negative substitutions to sort of counteract that. Have they played more minutes than we'd have hoped? Yeah, they've played more minutes than we'd have hoped, based on the half an hour extra time against Forest Green. So if we could have increased them and played them sort of 30 and then 45, then 60, that would be good for them. What we've got to do now is make sure they recover properly, look after them, and make sure they're ready to go next weekend.
In terms of the effort, I know you always expect 100% effort from your players. I know that, but the press today was exceptional. And there was a moment with Kyle Wotton in the 88th minute, pressing and forcing an error from a defender at 4-0 up, and that kind of typified the performance today, didn't it?
Yeah, and like I just said, that's easy to do at 4-0 up. That's more difficult to do at 3-0 than 4-0 down. Yeah. But you still have to have that attitude to be able to do it. And a press only works if you commit to it with everybody. Because if one person goes by himself, they'll get played around and look stupid. So if you are going to go and press, everyone's going to go and commit to it. Louis' goal comes from a moment like that, where we do commit to it. We're playing against a good team today, and at times you'll get that slightly wrong. The goal in the first half allowed us to be a little bit more reserved, a little bit more of a block, and we needed to be better then in terms of game management with control of the football. We didn't really do that. What we saw at the end of the game, when again it's easier to do when you're 4 and 5-0 up, we needed really to see when we 1-0 up at the end of that first half. So can we find 3 or 4 passes? We did it once right at the very end where Will got a shot from the edge of the box, but we found 4 or 5 passes. And you've got to work hard in possession to create passing angles, to be brave in terms of the choices and decisions that you make, to control the game like that. But like you say, we wanted to try and be front foot. we knew that at times we'd be pretty much man for man against a good Bolton team, so we were going to have to win a lot of those duels, and across the board I thought we were fantastic and won more than our fair share, which resulted in the performance and ultimately resulted in the outcome that we got.
Obviously you changed your goalkeeper, people are going to talk about that, so I'll ask you now. Have you stepped away then today from your principles, from playing out? Is it a change in approach? You were more direct today?
No, not at all. Again, today for me was around what today might look like, and especially after Tuesday. And I know sometimes this can be a difficult place to play, and I've been at clubs previously where on the back of difficult results, it's not just about playing the game, you end up playing what's around you. And I felt that we needed the full support of the stadium today, and maybe, when it was as much experience as we could, so Ollie playing and Ben playing and Macca and Rydell going back in and playing, that was the purpose of them going and being selective, really. Yes, it gave us a platform and a way of playing in terms of shape, but playing here and playing at some football clubs is different to playing at other football clubs. And those four that I've just spoken about them have all played in big games. 3 of them have played in big games here, understand what it's like and what it's taken, and the crowd are really behind them, and I've seen them for a long time, and Ollie's played at the top level, so handling 10,000 in here is not something that he's unaccustomed to, and accustomed to a lot more. So no, we won't go away from our principles. Again, I think there's been some confusion around what we want. Do we want to play out from the back at times? Yes, we do. The key element of that is why we're doing it, which again we went over with the players. Do I want my teams to play at the back? No, I don't. I want us to make good decisions as to when we can recognise space, when we can play into that space, when we can go and hurt teams. We got the balance really well against Reading. Yeah. We got the balance wrong to a certain degree in some instances against Wickham. And again, for us, it wasn't about changing everything that we're good at over the summer. It was about getting better at the things we felt we could improve. We were good at things, but we could get better at. And going into League One, being better at the things that we did. So being better at our press and counter-press, being better at our ability to play round teams and cross the ball. We saw that again today with, again, personnel that is made or better made to be able to do that for us. Macca and Ryan crossed the ball an awful lot, and it's a big part of our game, and if there's a simplicity to it in terms of knowing that the ball's going to go in, then people fill the box and will arrive. So there was choices to make. There's always going to be choices to make. That's why I went with what I went with today. I felt it was important after Tuesday that this place was rocking and was really behind the players. Not that I ever doubted it would be, but decisions that I can make can influence that.
I mentioned your front man earlier, Kyle, and there's been times I think this season he's looked a little bit isolated, but today he got his goal. There was 4 other players chipped in with goals as well. I thought his performance was really important this afternoon. Yeah,
he's a focal point for us. Tan's obviously not been involved. He's been ill since Tuesday, so we knew that Woods was probably going to have to go the whole game, but especially playing against Santos, there's a physical battle there. That's 2 of them were just coming and watching England, Australia rugby union. It was more akin to that than football. The 2 of them wouldn't be lost in a rugby match rather than a football match, but a real physical battle. Gave us a focal point. Got his goal, which was a brilliant save from Fraser, and a brilliant finish, and was great. And we did get in support, and we did counter press well, and we did pick up them second balls, especially in the second half. But I thought our discipline in terms of our shape when we had to be a block was very good, and we limited a very good team to minimal opportunities or minimal situations, which is credit to the players.
And just finally, you've got that game on Tuesday now against Tranmere Rovers, effectively a dead rubber, I guess, and I presume plenty of changes for that one. Chance for some fringe players to get a few minutes?
Definitely. We'll whether it'll be 11 changes, I'm not too sure, but it won't be far away. There will be an opportunity. Lads do need minutes. But ultimately, I've said before that their job's to make our jobs as difficult as possible. our job becomes a whole lot easier when we produce what we've produced today, and there's not many words need saying. It'll be a really enjoyable shutdown meeting on Monday, but then focus quickly turns to what Tuesday and the rest of the week looks like. We're in a moment now where it is a case of finish, shut down, plan, review, plan, and move on, and that won't be any different. So as good as today's been, and we'll enjoy tonight, and we'll enjoy watching the game back, which we didn't enjoy watching on Tuesday. Things will quickly move on, and focus will turn to what Tuesday looks like, because it's an opportunity for players to go and show what they're about, and go and show their worth within the squad, and keep pushing. And then, fingers crossed, no problems from that game. We look forward to Wrexham next weekend.
We definitely do. Well done today. Congratulations. Cheers.